Everyone. Are you part of the 68% of seniors who live alone today? Are you looking forward to the holidays, or are you saying, oh my goodness, my calendar is empty. I have nothing planned. Well, this video is for you, so stay tuned. I have some tips for you. Hi everyone, my name is BJ and I'm the Reluctant Retiree. Thanks for stopping by today, and we're going to get right into talking about Christmas and the holidays coming up. And I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but hey, have you been shopping lately? The stores are packed, jam-packed with holiday season decor and clothing and food and everything to do with the holiday season. So whether we want to think about it or not, it's coming. So what we want to do today, I want to talk about what do you do when you're by yourself and your family is around, but they're all busy. Remember those days when we were raising our children and they had Christmas plays and they had church events, and there was one thing right after another, and there was a party at school and a party here and a party there. And we were just so busy, and we thought, oh my goodness, if I can get off this merry-go-round, will I ever get it all done before Christmas Day? And we were up wrapping presents. I was wrapping presents Christmas Eve all night long. So I was trying to help Santa out. You know, he gets really bogged down this time of year. So anyway, I got to thinking about, since I moved to a new place and I'm here, of course, my family's around, I got to thinking about it. And I said, well, what are you going to do this year for Christmas? You've not been alone for several years, well, many years. This might be your first full year as a solo person and not having a partner in your life. So it's going to take some rearranging of my mindset and my schedule and my lifestyle to get used to being alone. And I thought, well, you know, there's probably some folks out there that are in the same boat that I am. So I thought, well, I'll share what I have thought about doing, and maybe that will help you to think about things that you want to do if you live alone. And you might have some new ideas about what you're planning to do, and you might already be ahead of me, and you might have already planned it out. So if that be the case, please leave a comment below and let me know. Let the rest of us know so we can probably gain some insight from what you've got planned. So the first thing I think I was thinking about was, okay, what is around in my community that I can do for the holiday season that I can do alone by myself? And I will not be traveling. I will be right here. So I thought, well, let's see. There are a lot of Christmas calendar. There are a lot of events going on here, but really they don't have them published yet. That's probably the same with you where you live. But I know to keep an eye on the community calendar, and I know that there are some things that I've already planned that I can do. For instance, we have a wonderful theater here called the Rudy Theater. They do a Christmas show every year. I took my mother one year, years and years ago, and she just had the best time. And I thought, well, you know, I could go to a matinee. I don't drive much at night now, but I could go to a matinee. And I checked the schedule, and sure enough, they have some matinees planned. But I tell you, they're already filling up. I couldn't believe it. So I'm going to buy a ticket to go to the Christmas show down at the Rudy Theater. And then I thought, well, there's Christmas parades. I love Christmas parades. They're free. They don't cost anything. So I'm going to plan to go to a Christmas parade. I did go to our local Christmas parade. We were home for the holiday season about 5 years ago, and I went to the Christmas parade and really enjoyed it. So that's the first parade I had been to, I guess, since my kids were in high school. And So I thought, well, I will do a Christmas parade this year. Another thing I thought about doing, and I'm going to check the calendar as the churches begin to post their schedules. I've always enjoyed going to Christmas Eve services, and we always had those in Lakeland, Florida, where I was living, and we tried to go every year for Christmas Eve, and or everywhere we were traveling. So I thought I'll check and see if churches here have Christmas Eve services. And another thing with the church is I'm not active in church. I've had such a crazy year, but I'm digressing again. But hopefully next year that's on my list of resolutions. Anyway, I was thinking, I used to sing in the choir at our church, and we always did a cantata every year. And I've always enjoyed that. So I thought I'll check around and see if people's churches still have cantatas. I don't know. Your church might. You might if you live anywhere near North Carolina, put me a little tip down there if your church is having a cantata. But I've always enjoyed that. So that's another thing I had thought about doing. Also, we've got some new restaurants here that I've not had a chance to experience. And I thought, well, I think I will choose one. And I'll plan a night out just for me. And I will go and have a nice dinner. And perhaps I'll meet some people. Who knows? It's the holiday season. We're all in a good mood. So that's a good opportunity to get out and meet some folks. I've been a little physically handicapped this year. So I've not been able to get around and move as much as I normally would. But I'm on the road to recovery now, and my physical therapist is doing a great job with my shoulder. I get released next week, so I'm happy about that. So anyway, I got maybe 85% use of my shoulder now. So that may be as good as it gets, but I'll take it. So just think about what's going on in your community like I'm doing, and seeing if there are things that you could do. If you live in a retirement community, now you've got plenty of things to do, I'm sure, because when I was in Florida, we had activities going on all the time, especially during the holiday season. So, and we were also a member of the Elks Lodge, and we were always busy with festivities there during the season. So, but this is a different place. So I did have one more thing that I thought about doing that I haven't decided yet, but I probably will do it. Since my background's in healthcare, and I know how important it is for the folks in nursing homes to have visitors during the holiday season. A lot of them don't have anyone. I thought about going around and passing out Christmas cards and talking to some of the folks there, and maybe giving a few hours of my time to that. So that might be another idea that if you're living alone that you could think about doing. And that's something that really expresses what the season is all about. So think about that. I'm sure you have a nursing home in your area, and I'm sure there's some folks there that need a friend for the holiday season. So those are just a few of the things I thought about for the community. Now for my house, this is a different story. You can see I'm already in the mood. I've got my Believe shirt on, so I believe that things are going to happen here. They're moving a little slow. My plan was to have everything decorated by November 1st. I'm not going to meet that little challenge I gave myself. I do have my mantle decorated. I will say that, and you can't see it back there. I'm going to do a home tour, and hopefully, that's why I had a schedule. I'm going to do a home tour so you can see my home. But it's going to be in a few weeks, so I've been busy. I actually bought my first artificial tree the other day. I've never had an artificial tree. I've always had a live tree. So I'm going to decorate a tree, and I've got my mantle decorated. I have 9 boxes of Christmas decorations out in the garage, so we'll see what's out there. I have no idea. I can't even remember what I stored when I moved. So that will be a nice little present for me. Early Christmas present, I'm sure. So I know that there are a lot of people. I used to talk about. I used to talk with people, and my mother was like this too. She would say, "Well, I'm not going to put up a tree this year. Nobody ever comes, or y'all just come for the day, and there's really nobody around." And you know, put it up for yourself. Even if it's a tiny tree, even if it's just like a little 4-foot tree, put it up for yourself. Decorate your house. Make your house festive. Burn some candles. Play some Christmas music. Just enjoy your surroundings. Put on, if nothing else, the Hallmark Channel. Watch Christmas movies. I know they're not real, but it puts us in fantasy land, doesn't it? And sometimes that's a good thing. So think about your surroundings, and you know that will lift your spirit. Put a wreath on your door. That's what I'm going to do. Even though there's no one here to enjoy it but myself most of the time. My dogs could care less. The kids come in and they love it. They'll love it, but they'll be right back out the door because they've got somewhere else to go. So do it for yourself and enjoy the season. Make some new memories for you. And this could be a new start for you if you don't have a partner, and if you're going through life solo of sorts. This could be a new way to start celebrating. So take lots of pictures and of what you decorate, and just make your surroundings lift your soul. And I think that's so important because that works for me. It does for me. So those are some tips I have that I plan to do for my home. Now, when it gets down to family, you know, they're all so busy. They'll have some time to come and see grandma or mother. I know that. They will be here. But it will not be an extended visit. So even though I'll enjoy the time they're here, you know, they have other families, and they have other commitments. And where we used to spend a whole afternoon with my parents during the holidays, and sometimes a whole day, that's not the case anymore. So we just have to take what time we can get and make the best of it and make it very memorable. Now, if you are I'm thinking about, this is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about maybe doing a dinner. I thought about doing a family dinner and inviting everyone to come, and set a date early. Please set it. I know I have to set it early because they will have that calendar filled up. So I thought about having a family dinner and maybe having it the week or so before Christmas and before everything gets so busy. And that's an option. I haven't decided on that yet. And then I thought, well, you could do a kind of a Christmas brunch during, you know, around 11 or 12. And just have the food, and when they get here, they can eat and make it very informal. I thought about, well, you could do that. And then I thought, well, you know, I can put out my snacks and we can just have a snackaroo day, and everybody come in and pile their plates with snacks and take some tins home or whatever. So I thought about doing that. So we'll just see what happens with the meal time. But I do plan to have some kind of family meal depending on what the plans are for my family. So that's one thing I do have planned. Something else I was thinking about is doing some baking for some of my neighbors. So I'll be in the kitchen in December, and I'll bring you along with me. You can come join me to pack up some fudge. We're going to have a fudge video, and I've got some great recipes I'm going to share with some of you or with all of you, and they're all very, very easy. So that's something that will be coming up in probably the first week in December. So as we approach the holidays, I know I have not mentioned Thanksgiving, and most of us are all with our families on Thanksgiving, but it's the Christmas season that kind of stretches itself out, and it goes on and on and on for the whole month. Thanksgiving Day is one day where we gorge ourselves and we eat and enjoy our family and friends, and the day is over with. Not so much with Christmas. So it takes so much more planning, and there's a lot more going on during that holiday period. So I also was thinking about what kind of gifts do I give this year? I'm planning something very special. I'm planning something very different. They might not like it, but I will like it. Very budget friendly. It's very budget friendly. I'm doing gift baskets, and they don't watch my videos, so they won't know anyway. I'm doing some gift baskets, and I'm going to be making things from the kitchen, and don't know if any of you saw the Tutti Frutti Jam video I did, but I made some of that, and that's going to be for Christmas. That's going to go in their basket. And I'm just going to make it a huge basket, and there's going to be something in there for all the members of the family. Now, for the little kiddos, I do have gifts for them, and they have to have gifts to open. But for the adults, I'm giving one big family basket, and I've got a very special gift, and I'll give you a little look at it. Let's see if I can get it up here. This is a Christmas card, and it is, believe it or not, from, let me get my glasses on so I can read this properly. 1928. It has a 1-cent stamp on it. It's a Christmas postcard that was written to my grandparents, and I have saved these cards. I have them in a trunk in a plastic bag, and I went through them the other day, and I thought, you know, this would be something great for the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, and then they have great-great-great-grandchildren, so it could be a keepsake. So what I'm planning to do is to pick a card for each family. I'm going to frame it really nice, and I'm going to put a notation on the back that it was written, when it was written, and what the stamp is, and da-da-da-da-da, and who it was written to, so they would know, and maybe that will be a keepsake for them to sit out every year, and they can pass it on to their children. The interesting thing is on the back, it just lists the name of my grandparents, and then it says Route 2, Selma, North Carolina. There's no zip code, there's no nothing, so we didn't have any of that back then. So I just think that is such a keepsake, and it's a beautiful card, and it's in great shape. It's almost 100 years old. That's unbelievable, isn't it? It's older than I am, so that's a good thing. Anyway, that's an idea that I have that I'm going to fix for the kids, and I think they'll really appreciate it. I've kind of gotten past the shirts and socks and jeans and that stage. I want to make my gifts this year a little more meaningful. So I think that's what the holidays are all about, and it does teach them. Maybe I'll teach them a lesson. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, that is my thought. That's my thought process. So I made some notes. Let's see if I've covered everything that I wanted to share. I wanted to share with you guys. I do hope, oh yeah, there was another thing too. I just saw it on here. Our winery that I did a video on the other day where I did the wine cake. They have opened a cafe, and they're going to have some wonderful luncheon specials and dinner specials, and especially throughout the holiday season. So I'm planning to go there one day and check that out. So I'm looking forward to that. And so just like I say, you know, if you're by yourself, check around, see what's going on in your part of the world. And let's see what else I have down here. Oh, the amaryllis bulb. I always do one of those every year, and I was going to get one. And you know, I price those darn things, and they are $25. We used to buy them, excuse me, for like $9.99. No more. Those days are gone. So I will force a amaryllis bulb, and I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Bite the bullet. I'm going to buy it because I do that every year. And they are so beautiful. And I look forward to it blooming. And it usually blooms right during Christmas, on Christmas Day, or a day or so before. So, I think that's all. One thing oh yeah, there was one more thing. So this is why I make notes. There's one more thing. I have got a cedar tree out in my yard that has got some beautiful, I planted that tree probably 23 years ago. It has got some beautiful cedar. It's just falling down or draping down from the tree. So I've never done this, but I'm going to play Martha Stewart, and I'm going to go out and see if I can pick some of that garland, cut some of that garland. Might get my son to do it if I can't reach it. It's draping down pretty low, so I might can reach it. So I'm going to go out and cut some of that garland. I'm going to try my hand at making a garland. And I did look up some videos, and it looks to be a pretty simple thing. So I think I can do that because I wanted to decorate my front porch. And I thought that garland would be so pretty around my front door. Also, I was going to paint my front door. I've had the red paint since before I broke my shoulder. So the days have been pretty warm here, so hopefully I'll get out there and be able to paint my front door and get some garland made and get it decorated before it gets too cold here. Because during December it does get very, very, very cool. So I think that's about what I had here. I want to remind you that no matter what your current circumstances are, you might not have any friends around close by, or maybe, you know, maybe you've just kind of outlived your friends, or, you know, you've moved to a new place and you've not had time to make new friends. No matter what your circumstances are, what your financial situation is, you can make this holiday season a wonderful time for yourself. So I encourage you all to start thinking about filling up your calendar. Get your calendar out. As soon as events start popping up, or if you hear something's going to be going on, say, hey, I think I might do that. So jot that down on your calendar. Make a plan for yourself, and the reason that's important is because it keeps you from being depressed for the holiday season, because so many people are alone and depressed. It gives you an opportunity to look forward to something that you know is coming up. It makes us proactive in our lives, and I think as we get older, that's so important. So I encourage you all to do that, and look forward to a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and take lots of pictures, take lots of video. If you're a video techie good, you know, if you're better than I am. But yeah, take lots of videos and have those memories. Next year, maybe you can make a photo book or another recipe book, maybe something like that you can give to your children as a keepsake. So we're on the fall side of life. So I think we all need to remember that and give our gifts a lot of thought this year. So I encourage you all to do that. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's helped you. I hope you have some ideas. I've given you some ideas that you can apply to your particular situation and to your life. And I want you to watch for my videos coming up, for we'll be doing some cooking, and I'll put together those gift baskets one day so you can all see how I do that. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you like the video, it costs nothing. Just hit the like button and let me know that you're out there in YouTube land so that we can become friends and we can build our community of little retired people. So thanks again for joining me, and remember that our motto here at the Reluctant Retiree is to do all you can for as many as you can for as long as you can. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope you will send me some tips on what you're planning for the holiday season, so I'll know that this video is not all in vain. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me.